set then?
I'm ready.
Okay. Good afternoon. Everyone here are veterans?
Yeah.
Wonderful. What branch were you in? Oh, no, you.
Marine Corps.
Marine Corps? Army? Army, and I was in the Navy for 20 years. Okay. I have been trying to get the vet club restarted. Last semester it kind of filled out, so I've been trying to get it back going again. We're going to try and do meetings like this every second and fourth Monday of the month, depending on holidays and things. I'm trying to get this to be like a support group for each of us. I mean, you know, there's, you know, maybe, you know, is everyone getting all the benefits they're supposed to be getting? Do we have contacts that we can get to that could be helpful to us? I mean, you might know somebody that he doesn't know that could be helpful. So I want to turn this into like a support group for each other, okay? Also, there's a new gentleman coming next semester, and he's been asking me questions, and I've been answering, and I've kind of been his sponsor. I mean, is that something you guys used to do in the military as well?
Yeah.
You had sponsors when you went to a new command, right? So I'd like to see us do things like that for each other, especially if he's coming into a degree that you're going into. You know, so you've been here for a semester or two. Hey, look, here's all the ins and outs. Here's what you need to know when you get here. So I'd like us to be a group like that. We're trying to get something set up to do something special on Veterans Day. Okay, so I want, you know, trying to get everybody together to help each other out and help you guys coming in and you know, if you start looking for jobs and things. You know, I'm going to the simulator conference in Orlando next month. Okay, so all the senators, congressmen, generals, and admirals are coming to look at all the simulators for, you know, Booz Allen, Boeing, General Dynamics, all that stuff. I'm here for game design. I've been told I could use that degree for simulators. Okay. You know, are there other conferences out there depending on what your, you know, degree is in? Maybe we could, you know, maybe somebody knows something you don't. Let's pool our knowledge and share our knowledge. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get this group to be about. Today, we have Elizabeth from the Financial Aid Department who's going to talk about the updates to our veterans benefit. So we'll give her our attention for that, and hope to see you guys here next one. And we'll put it out when the next one is.
Thanks, Frank.
Yep.
So like I said, I'm Elizabeth Henry. I'm the financial aid director, and I am one of, actually, the entire financial aid department are all school certifying officials, so I am also one. And what that means is we get to certify your benefits, and we are all qualified to do so. So what I'm going to do is just kind of talk to you probably a good 5 minutes just on some of the newest updates that have come through that will probably take effect next year, and some of them are actually retroactive that go back a few years, and we'll talk about that just so you understand some of the things you've heard about the Forever GI Bill and all that kind of good stuff, and what does that mean for you. And then some resources at the end if you have any questions. Of course, all of this is brand new. So we don't have a ton of information. This is what we know up to right this moment. November 2nd, some of the financial aid team's going to the mini conference for the VA to get up to date and even more knowledge of anything new that's come through. So we'll have more updates. So if we have to come see you guys again in the future, we will, and we'll keep you guys updated on all the new stuff coming through with the new legislation and everything. So the newest and the most exciting sounding, the Forever GI Bill. Unfortunately, it's not as awesome as it sounds. It's great. In theory, what it means is when you have your benefits, you have, say you have the post 9/11, whatever GI Bill benefits you have, there's an expiration on it. It's usually a 15-year expiration. So when they're saying Forever GI Bill, that is the part that's going away. Not that you get benefits for the rest of your life, just your 36 months that you were initially eligible for does not expire, which is great, and that is retroactive. They couldn't do it to the beginning of time.
15. I thought it was 10.
On some of them they are, you're correct.
Yeah,
but that actual expiration on some of them will not go away. You're correct, some of them back in the day were 10, more recently are 15 years. Whatever your benefit is for that specific one is not going to be the use it or lose it rule anymore. That's going to stay forever. So It's saying applies to all veterans whose last discharge or release from active duty is on or after January 1st, 2013. So the bottom where I put effective date. So anybody whose date falls within that window, you're not gonna have a 15-year expiration from when you begin using your benefits, which is awesome. So anybody before that, discharge or release before that, 2013, unfortunately that's still going to apply. So as exciting as the Forever GI Bill sounded, we had a lot of questions come up about that. It's not as exciting as it sounds, but it's still great. So you're not going to lose your benefits, which is really good. Does that make sense? Any questions on that one? I know that was the big one I got asked about. This is another really, really good one. If you attended a school, ITT, or any schools that closed down or lost accreditation, your benefits are restored. If it was after January 1st, 2015, you'll get your GI Bill benefits restored. So previously, if you use your benefits, the school closed down, they did not restore those benefits. They're doing the same for like the Pell Grant and things like that too on the federal side, financial aid side, but they're also doing that with their benefits, which that is huge. And like I said, the effective date, January 1st, 2015. So if you attended somewhere that closed after that date, you get those benefits back.
Do you have to request that, or are they automatically going to do that for us?
To my knowledge, I do not believe you have to request it. I believe it's an automatic, but I will actually look into that because I didn't get anything. Literally, that's the one little blurb that they gave. So that's all I know at this exact second. I will find out if there's any extra work you have to do, but that's a great question. Expanded GI Bill benefits for Purple Heart recipients. So they gave a little bit more benefits there in regards to any service member who receives the Purple Heart, regardless of how long they serve, will be eligible for full GI benefits, GI Bill benefits. Previously, they had to serve for at least 3 years before they were eligible, so that's just a new thing. Might not apply to a lot. That's a new update. This is confusing. The basic allowance for housing, or your housing allowance. There are some new stipulations. So it's saying the living stipend will be reduced to what's received by an active duty service member at the E5 with dependents rate. More clarification. Back in 2015, they were saying that the annual percentage increase, basically it was going to be reduced 1% a year for 5 years. But BAH was exempt from that. It's not exempt anymore, so it will decrease, but it's not going to apply to students who are now using the GI Bill. So if you're here, you're using your benefits, it's not going to apply to you. It's going to be brand new. And the effective date on that is going to be August 2018. It applies to only new GI Bill enrollees only. So the good news is, it doesn't affect you guys. But if you hear students who are planning on coming and my benefits are going to get decreased or this or that, it's for new GI Bill enrollees, not students that are currently here. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is a little bit of a difference too. The actual BAH reflects actual housing location. So it was saying previously the payment, your housing allowance was calculated on where the school was located. Now it's going to calculate payments based on where the student attends the majority of their classes. They were saying the big change was for online students receiving lower BAH payments because their school was located in an area with a lower BAH. Again, basic allowance for housing. So the effective date when that's going to change is 2018, August 1st, and that's again to new GI Bill enrollees only, so you are saved from that as well. Yay. Yay in the fact that right now, to my knowledge, BAH here is actually pretty good, in my opinion. This is a little bit of a difference too. Veterans are allowed to transfer their remaining GI Bill entitlements if the designated dependent dies. So this is for post 9/11 education assistance benefits to dependents. And the dependent may also transfer the remaining benefits to another dependent after the death of a service member or a veteran. And again, tells you when that's effective and the dates that applies to. So it might not apply to you, but it's something you know too that they brought up. And that is literally the most exciting stuff that I had. Where I got all of that information is that first website there. And I can email it to you guys too, if you guys want me to email out the slides. And obviously the VA website, but I was saying also any questions as this stuff comes up. Again, this stuff is brand new within the last few weeks, probably the last month. So everybody themselves are still trying to learn about it. But we'll keep ourselves up to date. So any questions that you have, you can see anybody in financial aid there during the week. And we'll do anything we can to answer the questions that you have. But those are the two websites that I got the most of that information from. But that's what I got. What kind of questions do you guys have? Anything that you heard about that we didn't talk about? Was that pretty much it? It's probably just the Forever GI Bill. I lost you after the first slide, huh? No questions? Nothing?
Well, I mean, I'd like a copy this way.
Sure.
If anybody asks, I can forward to them as well.
Sure. And there's more on that Forever GI Bill site, the military benefits link there. There are more things that it didn't sound applicable to the most of our students, but it could apply to you. There could be a benefit in there. So I will say definitely check out that link, but I'll forward you the presentation if you want to forward it on.
Thank you.
Sound good?
All right, I have another question.
Yes, sir.
I have heard a rumor, and because I haven't been able to confirm this yet, that, for example, I know for me, I have one more semester and then my GI benefits run out.
Yes.
I've heard that I could write a letter or do a request for an extension, for a short-term extension. Yes, no, doesn't exist.
To my knowledge, at this moment, I have not heard of any students being approved for extensions. But I, again, am not 100% sure what all goes into that. So I can certainly, we have an education liaison representative to the VA. So I can certainly ask her that question.
Okay.
She reports directly to the VA, and she's our liaison. So I can ask her.
Wonderful.
Because I am not 100%, I have not heard, I know students, before the benefits run out, applying for both rehab and things like that. That's totally different, I understand, but as for extensions, unless you know differently.
Well, I don't know what to do. I was actually asking, because I got out of the Army like 9.5 years ago, so my bill was only sold for 10 years. I've already started school. Can I still keep using it after the 10-year mark, or does it just disappear? I'm curious about that.
Wasn't it that as long as you
I thought you just had to
like
start.
as long as you start using it before your 10 years, I think. Again, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, because that's what I'm worried.
Yeah,
It's like I said, I got out of the Army like 9.5 years ago. I've got like 2 more semesters, and because mine said 10 years, not 15. So I
So
mean,
you probably don't have post 9/11, you have
yeah, I don't remember.
Montgomery.
Because I'm the same way. Mine runs out end of next semester, but I got 2 more semesters to go as well. So I'm trying to find those last 2 semesters to get paid.
Which is a little bit different than,
A
because
little,
yours
yeah,
is,
yeah.
based off the months. You're
Yeah,
gonna run out of
yeah.
months, and you're worried about that.
Yeah.
I agree with them, and please don't quote me because I'm not 100% certain now that you say that. But I'm pretty sure it's you just had to start using it by that time.
Okay.
Otherwise, you would lose it. And I'm pretty sure if you say you withdrew from here and didn't continue on, I think then it probably would go away.
Yeah, the only thing I've heard about the Montgomery was that you can use up all your Montgomery GI Bill and then you can start using your post 9/11. I've read on forums before.
So for you, I don't know what the technicalities are of transferring it.
Yeah.
Certainly for eligible, post 9/11 is the way to go, but I don't know what benefits you have to relinquish to do that. But let me get some answers for those questions. Make sure the extension is, you just have to start using, or not the extension, I'm sorry. The time frame, you have to start using it. I will check on your extension question. And what I'll do is, Frank, do you want me to email you those answers and you want to disseminate it?
Yeah, that's fine. I can do that. Just email me your, hey, look, I was at the vet club meeting, you're waiting on a response back from those questions. It's Frank Cassello, Cassello, and just shoot me an email and I'll get that information back to you at UAT. Yeah, well, it's FRACASSE, I think, something like that.
Or
Just start typing my name.
Henry is going to be mine,
Well,
so
that
if
works
you need
too.
to go straight to me and I can get it to Frank. Either way, let any of us know if you have questions, and we'll send it so that way we have a plan. Sound good? Thanks, guys.
Now, does anybody have, does anybody have any other questions or things they want to talk about Vet Club?
Next month?
Yeah, it'll be the second Monday of November. We'll get it put out via email. I'm trying to get the posters put up too. So, but I'm usually in the Commons when I'm here and not in class. So come up to me and say hi anytime. You know. And look, what about this? And